go further in the chapter 1. Our today's topic is how the rise of Portuguese rule in India and then how it came to an end. Let's connect our today's topic with what we have already discussed. In the last lecture, we discussed that Portuguese were successful to find a new sea route to India. They were successful in getting the permission and starting their trade, right? And this is how now the trade which was stopped between India and Europe restarted, right? So Portuguese were the first person who got the permission to have trade in India. Now slowly and steadily Portuguese started expanding their powers, right? So let's see how that happened. Portuguese established fort in Calicut for trade in 1500 CE. So in the year 1500, Portuguese established a fort. Now why they established a fort? To keep all the things which they were gathering from our country ready nearby port. And whenever the ships come, then that all things can be loaded into the ship and ship can go back to Europe, right? So for that they had established fort in the year 1500 CE. They even fortified the fort. Now what do you mean by the term fortified? They built big walls on all the sides of that fort. Why they did so? So that nobody can interfere in whatever is happening inside the fort. Right? Now after fortifying the fort, even they appointed a commander-in-chief named Albuquerque. Right? So even they appointed one commander-in-chief who would take care of that fort and he would be managing all the things. Who was that person? Albuquerque. Now slowly and steadily, Albuquerque started conquering the nearby ports of India, right? By having obviously a kind of the battles, they started taking controls of that port to expand their trade into their hands, right? Albuquerque conquered Goa, Mangalore, Cochin, Diu, Sri Lanka, Mumbai, all these ports into his own account within the 100 years of time. So this is how Portuguese started expanding their powers into our country, right? Which was obviously not good for us, right? Now an incident took place in Bengal by which the Portuguese rule declined. Let's see what has happened. That end of the Portuguese rule. So by the time in 17th century, Portuguese expanded their trade in Bengal. So after having the ports of Diu, Mangalore, Goa, Sri Lanka, Mumbai into their hands, now they started expanding their trade even in Bengal, right? At that time, when in 17th century they were expanding their trade in Bengal, Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan was ruling India from Delhi. Right? The universalized central power was established that Shah Jahan was ruling Bengal from Delhi. One of the Subedar of Shah Jahan complained about the rude and not acceptable behaviors of Portuguese in Bengal. Right? The Subedars complained to Shah Jahan about the rude and not acceptable behaviors of Portuguese. Being the ruler of Bengal, Shah Jahan ordered to demolish the fort of Hooghly and to burn the ships of Portuguese. The same happened, right? And the Portuguese lost their control over India. Only 3 ports remained into their hands, which were Diu, Daman and Goa. Rest of all the territories were lost the control of Portuguese. So this is how Portuguese rule came to an end. After the end of Portuguese rule, the next arrival in India was the Dutch. Dutch people basically belongs to Holland. Even it is known as Netherlands. Right? So after the arrival of Dutch, they initially, means in the starting phase of them, they established their port at Pulicat and Madras. These were the 2 areas where they established their forts. They even established a trading center at Agra. Right? So this is how after the Portuguese, even Dutch people came to India for trade and they started acquiring some of the territories of India. In the meanwhile, when the Dutch peoples were already having the trade with India, in the meanwhile, now the Britishers arrived in India. Right? Now after the arrival of Britishers, the Dutch people could not withstand its competition with Britishers. Britishers started giving more higher prices for the commodities than the Dutch people. So this is how the Dutch people couldn't withstand the competition and they went back. Right? Now let's move towards that what was the British interest in India. Under the rule of Queen Elizabeth, some of the merchants of England had the permission from Queen Elizabeth and established East India Company. So what I am trying to specify here is East India Company was not belonging to England. East India Company was belonging to the merchants, the traders of England who got the permission for its establishment from Queen Elizabeth and they established company named East India Company. Now this company was going to come to India for trade. Right? They acquired the permission in the year 1600 and the first ship of Britishers arrived at the port of Surat in the year 1608. Right? They got the permission in the year 1600. They arrived at the port of Surat first in the year 1608. The first Britisher who stepped on the land of India first was W. Hawkins. He was the first British Britisher who came to India and tried to acquire permission from the Mughal Emperor Jahangir, but did not get the permission. So at that time, when W. Hawkins came in the year 1608, they did not get the permission and they had to went back to England. After a period of time, again, another Britisher named Sir Thomas Roe came to India and tried to acquire permission from the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan. At that time, the reign of Shah Jahan was going on. Right? So they tried to acquire the permission of Shah Jahan. Luckily, they got the permission and they started their trade in India. Even they got the permission to carry out their trade in Bengal. So this is how British merchants established a company named East India Company, came to India and started having trade from different ports of our country. After the Britishers have already started their trade in India, they got control over many of such ports. Even Bengal, they had started their trade from, right? Side by side, when Britishers were already establishing their control, their power and expanding their trade from India, the French people arrived. Yes, now it is the turn of French people to arrive in India for trade. Right? So as we know that Britishers have established one company named East India Company. In the same manner, the French established a company named French East India Company. Now East India Company belongs to Britishers, England, and French East India Company belongs to France, French people. Right? So both were different. Right? East India Company was established by Britisher, French East India Company established by French people in the year 1664. Right? Even French East India Company established their factories in Surat, Machilipatnam, Puducherry, even other centers too. Right? The head of the French East India Company, Joseph Francois Dupleix, right? The person who was the head of French East India Company was named Joseph Francois Dupleix. Now, Dupleix had desire to expand his rule in India. Right? As a consequence, or for that reason, innumerable disputes took place between France and England as they both wanted to emerge as stronger power in our country. Right? So they started having battles and innumerable disputes. Right? In these battles between France and England, Britishers emerged as winners. Right? French has lost its control over our country and Britishers were more powerful in India. As it is that French lost in the battle between France and England, they retained their control over Puducherry, Mahe and Chandranagar. These three ports remained in the hands of France or French people. Rest of all taken away by Britishers. This is how many European countries have started emerging themselves into the political powers as well as to establish their control over trade in our country. Right? Till now, we have discussed that the first European who came to India in the name of trade were Portuguese. After that, who came? The Dutch people. After that, the Britishers. After that, the French people. Right? Many European countries have tried to emerge their control over our country. But finally, Britishers emerged or they became more powerful and they were successful in having their control over territories of India.